I've been asked the question, how do I work with something like this in the Brother Scan and Cut? It has intense colors and a lot of contrast in the design. And if I try to scan it in like this, I'm posed with several challenges. Number one, this is bigger than 12 inches, so I'm going to have to put it on the diagonal as so. But also, it has these intense colors with outlines on it. So if I try and scan this in to get this to cut out, as well as the outline, I'm going to pick up these actual design as cut lines. So there's a number of different ways to go about doing this, and I'm going to show you one of the ways. The first thing I'm going to do is, if I flipped it over and tried to cut it like this on a white background, as you'll notice, there is very, very little contrast between the two, so I'm not going to pick up much in the way of cut lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trick the machine. I am going to take a piece of scrapbooking paper, and I don't like the front of it, so this makes a perfect use of it, and I'm going to flip it over and use the white side, and I'm going to trace around the outside with a regular Sharpie the outline of my item that I want to cut, and I'm going to end up with something like this. Then what I'm going to do is, when that is all done, if you'll note here, we're going to zoom in on our machine itself. We're going to then scan this to cut data. And I hope you see what we're doing here. Oops, we're a little crooked. I've taken a brief pause so I could manipulate the camera a little bit better so you can see the screen. Now I have my design, it's all been recognized, and I have selected the outside and inside the region area to be selected for cut lines, and I now have to go back to my machine and I have to pick my pattern that I've saved from my saved data on the machine. Now I have it here. Now I'm able to do what I like with the design. So we're going to say OK, and we're going to go up to the and select so we can do our editing, and we're going to select the entire design so I can make changes to the entire design. And so what I'm going to do here is I am going to unify it, which will be irreversible. So now that I have it unified, I can now manipulate it as one. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I can turn this and rotate it so it is upright. And now I'm going to say OK, and I am going to grab this and move this over to here. Now I know I shouldn't be using my fingernail, but bad habits are hard to break. So now I have this design, and I can even make it taller and if I want to maximize completely the full page. I also have I can now cut this and do what I want. I can make it multiple designs if I like, or I can take a scrap of my paper or fabric and then cut this out. So I'm able to manipulate it and do more than one if I want to, and say more than one, and draw this over. So now I have it in my machine, and I'm able to do as I wish with it. And that is how you do difficult or out of the ordinary designs, and to put them in your scan and cut and then manipulate them. And I hope this helps my friend Janet.